So today, I, as an individual, am going to endorse Rick Santorum. I'm going to mobilize whatever resources that I have at my disposal to advocate for him.
Former Senator Rick Santorum picking up 2 new key endorsements this week, just ahead of the caucuses in Iowa. You just heard from Bob Vanderplaats. He is of the conservative Christian group, the Family Leader. While that backing is coming with some controversy, Senator Santorum is keeping his focus on the campaign trail and the possibility of being the dark horse in this race. And we're pleased to welcome Senator Rick Santorum, Republican presidential candidate, who joins us now live. It's been a pretty good week for you, Senator, with these endorsements. We just heard one. There was another one as well from a prominent conservative radio talk show host in Iowa. And yet, as we also just mentioned a moment ago, the polls do not have you in the top 3 right now in Iowa. Where do you need to finish on January 3rd in order for you to continue your campaign?
Well, I mean, you know, when the polls have had us dead last and really haven't had a whole lot of media attention on our campaign. I mean, the fact that we're in the mix right now, and most of the polls now have us in double digits for the first time, 10% or so. And in either event, we're moving up. Our momentum is strong. We're picking up endorsements. As you mentioned, Sam Clovis, who's a great talk show host up in Northwest Iowa. We picked up several key pastors, Terry Amon, Kerry Gordon, Albert Callowell. I mean, these are all strong leaders in the social conservative movement, as well as just conservatives generally. And this is why we feel good that we're going to be the dark horse in this race. We're the one that has the right message, the right background. We're the one that can strike the greatest contrast between Barack Obama and actually make Barack Obama and his record the issue in this campaign, not the candidate that the Republicans nominate. We've got a strong, consistent record.
Senator, your campaign is blanketing the airwaves in Iowa with a brand new ad that shows off your beautiful family, and we'll put it up on the screen here while we chat about this. And so I'm just wondering, as you sort of go out and campaign, and I think it's fair to say that no one has spent more time and effort in Iowa than you have, do you ever look in the mirror and say, hey, why am I not breaking through here?
Well, I think, we were the sort of slow and steady. I'm the guy that, at the dance hall, when the girls come in, they walk right by and they take a turn or two with some of the better looking guys. But by the end of the evening, it's the guy that sort of steady Eddie that you want to bring home to mom and dad. And I think that's what we're seeing in Iowa right now, is that folks are looking at, the guy that you're seeing on the film clip right there. He's got, strong values. He's trustworthy. He's got a consistent record of being a conservative. He's won in the swing states. He's been able to take on and beat Democratic opponents, which no one else has ever done in this race. And that's going to differentiate ourselves. And that's why I think we're picking up the momentum. We haven't got a lot of national attention. We haven't got a lot of attention on the debates. But the people of Iowa are taking this very seriously. And I think they like what they see. And 349 town hall meetings, which is what we've done in Iowa, is starting to pay off for us.
Don't be so modest, Senator. That's a very handsome sweater you're wearing right now.
Well, the sweater vest is the thing right now. That's the current trend out there on the road for us.
You wear it well. Yesterday on this program, I spoke with Rich Lowry, who is a Fox News contributor. He's also the editor of the National Review. I asked him a question. I want you to listen to his response, and then I'd love to get your take on it.
Sure.
Your magazine has been criticized by some for not fully endorsing anyone just yet from the GOP field. You want to take care of that right now for us?
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
No?
No. In an answer, no. Unfortunately, Rick, I think it's a very weak field. I think it's much easier to say negative things about this field than positive things.
How come, Senator, conservatives, a lot of conservatives around the country, have just not really thrown their full support behind any of the candidates?
Well, I disagree with Rich. I mean, I like Rich. He's a nice man, but I don't think it's a weak field. I think we have a lot of very good people. Sure, a lot of folks have, as we've seen in these commercials and in the debates, the fair amount of baggage, been inconsistent on issues, have personal issues that make it difficult. So again, one of the reasons we feel very strongly that we're the best alternative. We've got that strong, consistent record. We've got a bold plan for $5 trillion in deficit reduction and cuts in the next 5 years. We have a bold pro-growth tax plan that includes eliminating the corporate tax for manufacturers to get blue-collar and small-town jobs back to America. We feel that message and the strong, consistent message that I've had is in 16 years in public life and leading and winning debates here in Washington, and shaking up the place. We have been, we've been a force for change here in Washington D.C. and that is now being paid attention to in Iowa, and I think it'll be paid attention to as this campaign goes along.
Last question, sir. Obviously, in order to win the nomination, you've got to win these caucuses and primaries. But if you're going to win a general election, you've got to win over independent voters. Do you consider yourself within the mainstream, that your views would be appealing to independent voters out there, some of whom might not agree with some of your more socially conservative viewpoints? How do you win those independent voters out there?
Well, just look at my record. I mean, I've won Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania hasn't elected a Republican for president since 1988, and I won 2 elections. One beating a Democratic incumbent, and that was in '94 when only 2 people defeated Democratic incumbents that year. And in 2000, George Bush lost the state of Pennsylvania by 5 to Al Gore, and I won it by 6. That means about 300,000 or 400,000 people voted for Al Gore and Rick Santorum, not because they agreed with me, because of what you just said. They trusted me. They knew that I'm out here telling the truth. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not someone who's going to, say one thing and do something else. There's an authenticity that people say, you know what, I don't necessarily agree with him, but I know he's trying to do the right thing. He's going to look hard at his situation. He's going to make the best decision, and he may not agree with me, but I trust that he's going to do what is right. He's not going to do it for some other agenda. He's not going to be paid off. He's not playing games. He's going to do what's in his heart. I think that wins a lot of independent voters and a lot of conservative Democrats who voted for us in Pennsylvania, and I think they will in Ohio and in Michigan and Indiana and a lot of other states.
Senator Rick Santorum, thanks so much for your time today, and our best wishes to you and your family for a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to everybody out there. God bless.
Thank you.
I like this sweater vest just fine.